Well, good morning, kindred spirits. I'm questioning myself as I say good morning. I know we have lots of international visitors. You guys might be staying up late to watch this. I don't know. So let me just say salutations. Welcome to our Sunday session. This is an open house event. Thank you all for showing up. And let me just talk briefly about this Sunday session and what it is as we await some kindred spirits to join us in this lesson. Every Sunday, what I do is go live for my members, and we pick a topic to focus on for 20 or 30 minutes. Sometimes it's more, it's rarely less, but at least about 20, 30 minutes. And I developed this with the idea of giving students not just an opportunity to learn, but even an opportunity to contact or touch base with me on a personal level. And these are generally private events with a low viewership number. So it does give you this opportunity if you have like questions you want to get advice on, or we try to stick on topic on these Sunday sessions, but really I'm here to answer your questions. My mission statement is this: let's make better magic. Let's make better magic. And note that this is not just for you. This is also for me, as on these Sunday sessions, I get to revisit a lot of material that maybe I've forgotten about, or that I've discarded for reasons that might have value to a student. And, so I get to keep my chops up. You guys get to see a little magic, learn a little something, and that's what we're going to do today. So salutations, and let's get started. One more thing. I'll recoup on this, but I did want to, just so you know what the scoop is. There should be a link in the description of this. If not, there's a join link on the page. These are the rates for my memberships. $1 gets you access to these events. So, I wanted to give anyone that's interested in learning a reasonably priced opportunity to do so. I think $1 fits that. $4.99 level gives you access to this, plus all my advanced tutorials. So there's like 17 right now. It's cards, coins, rope, rings, not rubber bands yet, knives. There's a lot of stuff on there, and more is added monthly. Trying to do at least 2 a month, but there's a lot more coming. $19.99, the Conjurer Plus level. That gets you access to some one-on-one coaching if you'd like to have that in your life. And wow, there's Jason, Jake, yeah, I don't know how to pronounce the last one. I don't think it matters. Thanks, Jason. Always nice to see you here, sharing the love and with the super chats or their stickers. Thank you very much. All right. Passion Boy asked if I still live in New Orleans. I do, and I'll be out working in the near future. It's starting to cool down in New Orleans. It's been a long, hot summer, and I devoted it online to YouTube mainly. So that's what I did last summer, and here we are all sharing from those goals. Anyway. Okay, we'll talk about wrestling. We'll talk about some questions after the session. This is why we do private Sunday sessions, so that maybe I don't get distracted with big time wrestling chat and other random questions. But hey, nice to see some members in the chat. All right, so here's the deal. Today we're talking about the Jolly Jumping Jokers. And when I say Jolly Jumping Jokers, this was originally inspired by a Daryl effect. I've taught a couple assemblies and a couple techniques that all tie well into this lesson. And as I publish these learning events, I am trying to be structured where you can build on the information that I'm delivering on a weekly basis. Eventually, we'll get to some real advanced stuff, and we'll be getting to some of that today. But I'm going to start with the self-working trick. This is not the Daryl trick. I'm going to do 3 different tricks. We're going to do a Darwin Ortiz. It's a Peter Kane piece. We're going to talk about this in a minute. But let me teach something that anyone can do. And let's just stick with the plot here, which is going to be 12 red cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, so here we got 12 red cards and 4 jokers. Note, for this trick, these don't have to be jokers. This is a great trick to do with really any 4 of a kind. So you could have like aces or kings or queens. And what you do is put a few cards on each one, and then you want to mix them up. You can actually have your friend mix them up here. You just cut the packet, and you can cut this as many times as you want, or as mentioned, you can have your friend cut this packet as many times as they want. The idea is they get to mix them up, and then you deal them out. Or again, you can have your friend deal out the packet. So few cards on each one. The packet's been jumbled. They deal it out. And again, this is all stronger if your friend is here doing this. Then you have your friend pick 2 packets. Say they pick these 2, that's fine. Then they pick one of these 2. Say they pick that one, that's fine. And the goal is this: whatever packet they pick will have somehow assembled all 4 jokers. And that's our plot du jour. We're talking about the Joker assembly. We'll ultimately be talking about the Joker reverse assembly, as well as a slow motion progressive one at a time assembly. That'll be our third piece. This is a self-working assembly, and this is one of the first self-working tricks I ever learned. I learned this, I think it was from Bill Tarr's book. All you have to do is basically what I did. You put 3 random cards on each of the 4 of a kind. We're just going to use the jokers, but be kings, queens, or kings, or jacks. And then here's the deal. When you mix them up, just give it straight cuts. 1 cut. You can't give it multiples. That doesn't work. You have to just give it 1 cut, and then you have your friend give it 1 cut. We'll do shout outs and questions after the lesson, y'all. So here's the deal. Despite the cuts, every 4th card is still an ace. People don't understand that this does not really, cutting straight cuts does not disturb the aces or the sequence of the cards. This means when you deal them out, every 4th card is going to be a joker. So in this pile, the jokers are all assembling. Oh, what happened here? I lied to myself. Oh, I have an extra card. There it goes. All right. But look, I've taught this one before. I don't want to dwell on this trick. It's just very simple magic, and it's something that I wanted to give for advice for a beginner. No sleight of hand. Anybody can do this trick. The self-working assembly. Just put 3 cards on each joker, gather them up one on top of the other, give the packet straight cuts, and then they will all convene together. Now, here's the big scoop on this. Let me talk about this. If you want to have your friend, and here I am walking through it again. So 3 cards on each joker, stack them up. We give them as many complete cuts as we want. Here's what I did. When I showed the cards are mixed, I'm looking where the joker's going to land. So here I see it's at the face of the packet. So when I deal them out, I know the last packet is going to have all the jokers. Since that joker was at the face of the packet, they're all convening here. Now, my friend doesn't know that I know this. So I can force them to pick this pile. I do this by magician's choice, where it looks like your spectator has a free choice of which packet they pick, but you guide them to this one. So it's in this fashion. You ask your friend to pick 2 piles. Whichever 2 they pick, you're going to keep the 2 that have the joker. So if they pick these 2, you eliminate them. If they pick these 2, you keep them and eliminate the others. So it's magician's choice. Hey friend, pick 2 piles. I pick these 2. Okay, we'll eliminate these. Hey friend, pick 1 pile. I pick this one. Okay, that leaves this pile, and that's all 4 jokers. And that's how you bring that trick to a fun finish, by controlling your spectator's choices, the magician's choice. That's your self-working easy effect du jour. Yeah, you know, Jason, a lot of guys don't know this routine. It's a great effect, and it's also this. It's a good effect maybe to work in synergy with some of the stuff we're going to talk about now. So you could do that easy version as a prelude, or like an early moment in a routine that might have a couple of assembly moments. I guess I should mention, for no good reason at all, that this plot, the assembly, is not one that I generally enjoy doing. But here I am sharing the information I've accrued through the years, and maybe other people, I know there's lots of them out there, I talk to them on a regular basis. Lots of people enjoy ace assemblies, some more than they should. Hi, Steve Reynolds, how you doing? This piece, as I was going through, what I was doing here is researching, you'll know, this is Darwin Ortiz's book, the At the Card Table. This was one of my first sleight of hand books. Wow, what a great gem this is. But let me tell you, as I was reading some of these techniques, our card magic has progressed immensely. In my day, when I was a young man, a magician, learning these tricks, I got to read this comment in a second. Darwin Ortiz was top tier, top of the mountain, still is. He's a great cardician. But these methods here are a little bit antiquated, so I'm going to change some of them. But this is the trick I was looking at. Deja vu jokers. This is a reverse assembly, but it used 5 jokers, right? So we're going to talk about a method that used 4 jokers. As I was rereading this, kind of reacquainting myself with this, I came across this one, which I think we can learn. This is modern jazz aces he talks about. Jazz aces is a Peter Kane effect. It's an assembly that only uses 8 cards, and that's what we're going to talk about next. Let me give some attention to Marty Jacobs here, one of my members who's commenting. And note that when you are a member, you do get an emoji next to your name that lets me know members are chatting. And if you are one of them, you're going to get my attention. Daryl is one of my heroes, such a great magician and a kind human being. Testify, brother. When I saw Daryl lecture at age, I think I was 17, he changed my life. I knew what I wanted to do that day. When I went to bed that night, I was dreaming of becoming as good as Daryl one day. Maybe I'm getting close. Marty also says you can do this as an implicit assembly by shifting 1 card to the bottom, then saying red, 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 joker as you deal. I think I learned that from a beginner's book. Okay, I don't know. I'm not sure what that is. Right, moving forward, the Crescent, I've got emails from you. Email me again if you haven't got it. I've had a few people that have had their things returned. Look, I'll show you one of them right now. This is, sometimes I send international mail and it comes back, this isn't you. But boy, there's nothing more fun than sending a product for $17 and having international postage come back and whomp you and it doesn't even get there. This is, unless your last name was Frog. But look, dude, I send my stuff out. I do this with care and love, and email me again. I'll try to make you right. Moving forward, because we're here to talk about tricks. 4 jokers, 4 red cards. Let's do this thing. Should I slow down broadcasting? I'm on 3 cups of coffee this morning. Hey, Brian, thanks for catching me live. Let's do this trick, all right? And this is like I relearned this morning. This is a trick I think that everybody can do. So let me do this. Let's do this with aces. I think this is a better trick with 4 aces. So we use the 4 aces and the 4 jokers. And you could use black cards here. I think this is just a great trick to do with jokers. Now, if y'all been with me for a couple weeks, you've learned the Browie addition, which is this move. Here we are showing the aces. The ace of spades is going to be the leader ace. You've also learned some counts. We've talked about packet tricks and Elmsley counts. Here's an Elmsley count to show 4 jokers. So here's the deal. The jokers are going to provide the subterfuge that lets me sneak the aces out of the jokers. Yeah, so now there's just 4 jokers here. And the first ace is already, now you aren't ready for that, probably didn't know what was going to happen, so I'm going to do it again. Here's what happens. One of the jokers goes with one of the aces, and then one of the aces goes with one of the jokers. And then in the blink of an eye, the ace leaves the jokers. Yeah, it's gone. It's not here. It's not here. It's not here, and it's not here. It's vanished completely. It's over here, and that's ace number 3. We're going to do one more. Here it is under challenge conditions, 4 jokers. And I like to have spectators. If I had a friend here, I'd have them put their hand on the joker, and then I'd have them put their hand on this packet. Because it's always more effective when the magic happens under the spectator's hands. That's all 4 jokers. That's all 4 aces. And that is basically, let me tell you what this is. This is Peter Kane's jazz aces. So Peter Kane, who was a revolutionary cardician in, I guess, the 70s, 80s, developed a lot of interesting plots, wild card. We won't dwell on Peter Kane. Jazz aces was one of his. And this is, I guess, really my handling of Darwin's handling of Peter Kane's jazz aces. So here's the cool thing. If you can do an Elmsley count, and if you can do a double lift, and if you're interested in learning magic, these are 2 moves that you should probably learn. And there are 2 moves that I've discussed on this channel more than once. I've done a history lesson on the Elmsley count, and I did an entire Sunday session. We discussed 10 different double lifts, because sometimes we go crazy here. No penalties for late payments. Eric, go get your coffee. Jason's all set. If I have more, I'm going to be shaking like I did the first time I did card magic for Ed Marlowe. All right, so here I'm going to briefly walk through this. You guys have a rewind button. You can catch up later if you need to do this. This is Peter Kane's jazz aces. So display your 4 jokers, or if you'd like, as mentioned, these can be 4 cards of the same color. You can use like red cards or 4 card or black cards. Do the orientation of the jokers matter? You know, that's a very interesting question. Probably not, but you know what, Marty? I probably would question the same thing if I thought hard enough about it. Yeah, so if it matters to you, it matters, I guess, is the answer to that question. And I think maybe that your audience will appreciate those fine details if you put in the effort to orient them correctly. So, interesting question. Ambitious jazz. Yeah, here's the thing, guys. When I pick the material to teach on these Sunday sessions, I have to kind of keep it in check on some level. But hey, I'm going to show you a bonkers version next. The next one, we're going to ramp it up hardcore. Let me just briefly walk through this. We start by showing the jokers. As I turn them face down, I get a little finger break under the top one. This is in preparation for the Browie edition, which is what I taught the last couple weeks on my weekly Wednesday magic lesson. So that's available to research. But it's basically, after you picked up that card, you peel the aces one at a time onto the packet, and then drop the last two as one. So now you deal the aces side, and because of this, you've switched in one of the jokers for one of the aces. And this is going to put you one ahead at all the steps in the routine. So over here now I have 3 jokers and an ace. Now what I like to do each phase is position the cards for an Elmsley count. And here's what the Elmsley count looks like. It just looks like I show 4 jokers, but I'm secretly concealing one of the aces. I'll do that again for you. The Elmsley count, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, I've done a lesson on this. I'd recommend you to the Alex Elmsley lesson. It's just peeling the top card. I did a history lesson on this, Alex Elmsley. So I peel the top card, I push 2 as 1, and then I grab those as I peel the top card back behind on the other hand. And that's the Elmsley count. And this is just a way to show 4 cards as the same. So that means when I deal the top card, the Elmsley count position, it's an ace. Everyone thinks it's a joker. Now I'm going to tell them I put the ace in here, which I do, but I'm just getting one ahead. Now, I put this ace in position for an Elmsley count, which is second from the top. So when I turn the packet face up after I imply the magic has happened, I can do another Elmsley count, and then I show that the first ace has joined the leader. Now we're all set just to kind of repeat this thing. We've got an extra ace on top, and what I like to do here is a double lift to show the joker before I put it down as an ace. And the double lift that I use is I use Brother John Hammond's method here. They're options, but this is a good one. I push with my thumb, pushing a block of all the 3 cards, the block over, and then I contact that block with my second finger to hold the next card, and then push everything above that over. This is a double, so it's a 2-step process. Pushing the thumb, everything over the top, that's 3 cards, contacting with the second finger, so the first finger is contacted here, the second finger is contacted here, and then boom, you push the third one over. This is an elegant way to do a small packet double lift. You can get breaks, and you can even just do this if you want. There's a joker, goes here, but I advocate this small packet handling from Brother John Hammond. Research it more if you need to, but there's the implication. The joker is here. Again, we put our ace second from the top. I guess I can mention this as well. The Olram subtlety is a good option, and I'm going to Elmsley count here first to show the ace has vanished. Here's the Olram subtlety. Check this out. That's a joker, that's a joker, that's a joker, and that's a joker. So the Olram subtlety is a fun way to show... Whoops, let me position that correctly. The ace has vanished. That's 4 jokers, and here's the Olram subtlety. Okay. So what's happening here, I'm doing this with the top card as an ace. I grab the face card and then flash the face of both packets. So I grab the card from the face, flash this, and then I deal the top card from my left hand, which is the ace. But you do this in a rhythm, and it creates the illusion that you're showing 1, 2, and then just show the other 2, 3, 4. That's the Olram subtlety. Olram subtlety. Yeah. So again, an Elmsley count here should position us for the last ace on top, and then we can bring this trick after we've shown it to its denouement. That's the joker, and this is already done. The last one is a freebie. The last one's a freebie. The ace has vanished, and this is why I like to have my spectators put my hands on there. I got distracted by Rehan, who mentions, wow, that's an amazing double lift technique for a small packet. You spotted a good one, sir. Yes, it is. And this is another reason why these Sunday sessions to be beneficial to students. You pick up little weird handlings and things that I've learned through the years. Again, that's Brother John Hammond's small packet. So the forefinger applies a little pressure from the bottom as the thumb pushes over everything above it. Then the second finger comes in and contacts the next card and pushes everything above it. And there's your double ready to be turned over. What I do is turn it over out jogged and then use my forefinger to push down to buckle up to reclaim the break, which is a Larry Jennings technique, maybe. Maybe that, maybe Dingle. I don't know, but so yeah, that's a good one. Aster says I have a good double lift. After 40 years, I hope so. I've been double lifting quite a while. So look, we'll field any loose questions on this jazz assembly. It is a popular trick. It's one you could probably find on the YouTube. You know, if you Google jazz aces, you'll probably find a lot of handlings of that. If you really want to take it to the next level, there's some great reverse jazz aces where the aces jump backwards. We're not going to go down that rabbit hole, but we are going to do a reverse next. So I'll give a minute just to field any questions. Thank y'all for the compliments. I do appreciate that. Not here for that, but little serotonin hit never hurts. Thank you. Yes, Marty, the one ahead principle, the greatest principle in magic. Some say it's the only principle, but I don't know about that. Yes, valuable techniques. I hope so. We're going to talk about a few more. This next piece, I'll loosely segue it. I already talked about the Darwin Ortiz Deja Vu Jokers, which is the first method of this plot that I learned. Later, I would learn Alan Ackerman's reassembled finale. Altman Trap. Yep, that's a little more advanced than I'm going to get into today, Marty, but that's a good choice. I prefer that maybe from a deck, but you do you, I'll do me, and hopefully you'll see me on Full Us one day. So here we are. I learned Deja Vu. I've learned the reassembled finale, and if you're just using a regular deck with 4 kings, this routine from Alan Ackerman is worth your attention. It was published originally in Close Up Fantasies. The Bear's got coin magic on the brain. Bear and I had a session yesterday. He's one of my members that opts to do the live lessons. If you missed it earlier, here's what it costs. It's $1 to get access to these sessions on Sundays. They're available in replay, so if you missed the live event, I keep a playlist for members. $4.99 is the Conjurer level, get you advanced tutorials in this. And then the Conjurer Plus level is where you can get the one-on-one sessions, which is what we did yesterday. Hope you don't mind me mentioning that, Bear. I've now used you for some advertising. All right, let's go back to this thing, which is, I'm going to call this Daryl's version of the Jolly Jumping Jokers. Where's my red cards? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, 12 red cards and 4 jokers. Let me see if I'm in frame here. And I'm going to kind of, like, I don't have professional, here's one of the other things about these. Like, a lot of times you get a professional presentation with me. On these Sunday sessions, I'm digging through the cobwebs, just sharing what I think is valuable material. So I don't always have the most elegant, maybe not a funny or an interesting presentation. This one, I'm going to talk about the method in some respects as we do the trick. But let's see if we can get through this wonderful piece. Ladies and gentlemen, for your entertainment pleasure, here it is. My privilege to present the Jolly Jumpin' Jokers. Jolly Jumpin' Jokers. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 jokers. We'll get to those guys in a minute, and that's the switch out I was talking about. It's 1, 2, 3 red cards that go with each joker. That's the classic assembly. You put 3 red cards with each of the jokers, and I'll do that very clearly for you now. Here we are. 4 jokers. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put your thinking caps on as we proceed to put 1 joker with each packet. And this joker will be the leader packet. So he goes over here with these red cards. All right, so here's the deal. One at a time in slow motion. The jokers, and here we have one at the face of the packet. Let's move it to the top. The jokers will vanish like a ghost traveling through a castle wall, vanishing completely from their packets. Traveling to join the leader. That's over here. Hey, Bear, thanks for sharing a little love there. Appreciate that kind donation. Look, that's a joker. That's a red card. That's a red card. And that's another joker. So what? That's two jokers now. We're going to do it again. See if you can catch this one. See if you can catch this one. There it is. There it goes. Now, sometimes I'll do this to make it look like I palm the card away, but I don't. Palming, there's no palming in this trick, but if you make people, if you make people think you palm, sometimes that's one, that's two, that's three jokers. Sometimes they believe it. It's 2 down, 1 to go. The last one happens under test conditions. Watch as I do nothing, but I do it very well. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4 red cards. Yeah, you got it. That's 4 red cards. Now, making the jokers appear in the same pile is not as tough as you might think. With a little practice and with some of the moves that we've talked about, you can do that. I'm going to tell you the hard part of this routine. The hard part is to make the jokers go back where they started. Yeah, that's the hard part. And that's 1, that's 2, that's 3, that's 4 jokers right back where they started. And that's the mystery of the jolly jumping jokers. Hey, I hope you liked it. 16 cards, no gaffes, no palmings, and lots of interesting techniques that will probably serve the beginner. The least of which is Brother John Hammond's Gemini account. Hey, Scott Cerullo. Found the dono button. Greatly appreciated. Always. Thank you guys. Those do make a difference in my life. I'm not a wealthy man. Working on that, but I never have been. And, well, maybe never will be. But they say this. You do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. So at least I got that working for me. All right. Okay, so here's the deal on this thing. It's a lot, right? We're going to use techniques I've already talked about. We're going to use the Elmsley count. We're going to use the Olram subtlety, almost as though I built this lesson to build up to this moment, which we did. And then we're going to talk about the Gemini count, which is a valuable technique. It is related to the Brother John Hammond small packet double lift that we talked about earlier. And even if you don't do this routine, I think some of these things will be valuable for you. We're also going to talk about the switch out, and this routine starts, and let's just say what we need. It starts with 16 cards, 12 red cards, and 4 jokers. And again, these can be kings. I think you can do this with court cards, but if you want to do it this way, you're going to need to look up Alan Ackerman's reassembled finale. So traditional switch is the Browie edition. This is the switch, and what I'm doing here in this action, just like with the Jazz Aces, is switching out one of the jokers for one of the red cards. This is the switch I talked about last week. It's a fine switch, but here we are, an advanced switch, and we're going to teach you something a little more advanced. Alex Tron setting the new high score with $27.99. What's going on here? WT, am I in Crazyville? All right, man. Thank you for that very much. Appreciate your generosity. Bring in the value, Alex Tron. Thank you. You just made this day worthwhile. Not that just sharing magic isn't worthwhile. It is. I'm honored to have, you know, an audience of any kind. I do the switcheroo card control. Let me get through this, and then we'll hang out a little bit later and touch base on any extra stuff. And Jason, thanks again, man. Thanks again. Here I am becoming a 100-air on a Sunday where all I really was just going to do is share a few card moves. All right, thanks, guys. Thank you. All right, so here's the switch that I really recommend. Like, I rarely in life do the Browie edition. You have to learn the Browie edition as a card person. It's very useful and it's easy to do, but it's not a preferred technique. This handling is not. It's just, dude. Really, Jason? Yeah. All right. Well, it wasn't a competition. It was never that. But if it was, you're just the winner. $50. Wow. Look, man, I'm getting emotional. Thank you very much, buddy. Wow, thank you so much. All right, let me just get through this and then we can chat more. I do want to keep this kind of tight so that students can keep focus. We've been at this a half hour and I've got about 5 or 10 minutes of, I'll try and keep this to a few minutes. You can always go back and rewind it. Let's talk about switching out one of the jokers. I know, right, Goldbug? Thanks, Jay. Thank you guys so much. So as I display this packet in this condition, I get a little finger break under above the lowermost card secretly. So I'm going to switch out this card with one of the jokers. I do this by holding the packet in overhand biddle grip and overhand shuffle grip. There's the break I'm holding with the thumb, okay? So I get the break, I transfer it to the thumb, I peel the first joker into my hand. As I go back to peel the second joker, I drop that thumb break card. So I drop it, the red card. I peel the second joker. As I peel the third joker, I get another break. And then as I peel the fourth joker, I steal the broken joker behind this packet. So the switch out, now Bear's going to interrupt me. Thanks, Eric. Let me get through this, man. Y'all tip me after this, please. Thank you very much, Eric. So again, I'll just very quickly describe this switch out. It's what's known as a Visor concept. So I'm showing the jokers. I'm getting the break, which I hold with my thumb. I peel the top card. I drop the break, the red card, onto the packet as I peel the second joker. The third joker, I claim a little finger break, and I pick that joker up as I count the fourth one. I set those cards face down. We're going to do the same thing to switch this joker in. So I'm going to get a break above that joker. I peel a red card. As I peel the second red card, I drop the joker and obtain a break as I peel the card. And then I pick up that card as I peel the next red card. And what that means is in this hand now, I've switched in one of the jokers for one of the red cards. Sorry, I described that incorrectly. You want to peel the joker on the first one. My mistake. Ignore what I just said. Do this instead. Get a break below the joker, above the joker. Peel it with the top card simultaneously. This is better. It positions the joker correctly. Peel 2 as 1. So that's 2 as 1. Peel the break with the top card. Then on the next one, get a break. Then steal that card back as you peel the third one. This is the position we want to be in, switching out one of the jokers. Peel 3 red cards off the face, put them down. Peel 3 red cards off the face, put them down. Peel 3 red cards off the face, put them down. So this packet has one red card. We're going to Elmsley count this packet one more time before we show the cards going into the packets. This cleanly shows 1, 2, 3, 4 aces. Elmsley count, turn the packet face down, deal the top card, which is a red card, over here. Now you can flash the rest of the jokers as you put them underneath their packets on the face, underneath. And the last joker the same. You can briefly flash this joker, even an extra card, before you begin the effect. And now we're going to begin the sequence of the ace of the jokers vanishing from the face of their packet. To do the first one, I give the packet an Elmsley count, as I suggest I've reverse counted the ace to the top, and then show it's vanished. Again, it's an Elmsley count. We talked about that earlier. So show the joker, insinuate if you reverse count, it's here, and then show the ace has vanished. This is the position for the Olram subtlety, which we talked about. This will place a joker at the face. So after that joker has vanished, we're going to flash the face card, turn both down, and deal the left hand's card first. That's the joker. Flash these briefly. You'll be showing this card twice. I put it in the opposite hand. You can also show it this way, concealing the pip with the fingertips. That's a good way to, to conceal the identity. But I don't worry about it. I just quickly flash it. Pick this packet up, count the cards from one hand to the other. No false counts here, but make it look like an Elmsley count to keep continuity. You want to make these actions look like an Elmsley count, even if you're not doing one, just so your audience doesn't pick up. In other words, if your Elmsley count looks like this, well, you better count these jokers like this. Okay? When you do the real action, make it mimic the fake action, or vice versa. So that's the first joker. It's here. Second joker, you can do the same thing. Sometimes I'll mix it up a little bit, but let's just do the same thing here. So I'll say, there's the joker at the face. Watch it go. Here's an option. You can do a double lift to show the joker, and then you can just show it's gone. Again, ORAM subtlety to put the joker at the face of the packet. And now we're going to do an Elmsley count, which is why we're keeping continuity. So Elmsley count to show 3 jokers. That's a joker, Elmsley, and another joker, and another joker. That's joker number 3, when in reality there's only 2. And the last one is a freebie. The heat's on here, so let the audience burn you. Again, we're going to emulate the Elmsley count, but we're just going to count the cards and then cleanly show just 4 red cards. So at this point, when the heat is on, the audience gets a very clear visual of those just 4 cards and no jokers. So here we are at the Gemini count. The Gemini count is this. It's going to allow us to show 1 joker, 2 jokers, 3 jokers, and 4 jokers. Just 2 jokers. So it's a 2 is 4 count. Brother John Hammond developed this, and he's got some great techniques with this. So, in particular, the Gemini twins. That's one of a classic trick. Should put that on a thing one day, the Gemini twins. Here's the Gemini count. So 4 cards, jokers on the face, joker second from the top. We begin as we did with the Brother John Hammond push-off, pushing everything above the bottom card. And then that third finger contacts that second joker. But what happens here now is the thumb pulls backward, which is going to expose the 2 middle cards. So block pushover with the thumb, contact the second finger on the face of that packet, and then pull backwards with your thumb, which will leave the 2 middle cards exposed. And it's those two cards that you're going to turn over as 1 atop the packet. And this is the first action of the Gemini count. We'll follow that with a ball packet turnover. So we're in Brother John Hammond world here. One more time, Gemini count, 2 jokers at the face, push over the triple, pull back with the thumb on the top card, pinch the double from the middle. And again, I flip this out jogged and then pull down with my forefinger to claim the break at the back before I turn it face down. Now you can do the Brother John Hammond double technique again here. Because there's a face-up card, I don't opt for that, as sometimes this thing can split, but you can. So anyway, point is we're showing these 4 cards, and that's the first one from the middle. That's 1 joker. Turn the double face down. Now we're going to do a double lift from the bottom, and this is really easy. You just pull the top card to the left with your thumb, grab the double from the bottom, which is a joker and a red card, and flip it face up atop the packet. You can use the block push off, the pinky pull down, a buckle. I just usually block push it. Turn the double face down. That leaves you with 2 jokers in your hand, so take a moment, let your audience see that. Put 1 at the face and put 1 at the top. And now we're in position to do the reverse. And this is the Alan Ackerman sequence, the reverse assembly. We have a joker on the face of these 2 packets. We need to sneak a joker over here. So this happens as I insinuate that each joker is going back. I get a little finger break under that uppermost joker, and I just push and pull to do this. Push and pull as I'm doing this action. Now, I'm going to draw attention to the middle or to the right packet first, because the secret action is going to happen over here. So I want to draw my attention, my audience's gaze, to another area of the table. So let's go with the middle one here. And I go, that's all 4 jokers back. So I flip this packet over. They'll see the joker. Now I come for the next one that's going to be clean, and I start flipping that over. And then this is where the dirty action happens. As I flip over this packet, can you see what's going to happen here? This joker is going to be added to the face. So as I flip over this packet, I just let that joker drop. If I flip over this packet, I let that joker drop. And keep in mind, that is done in this pace. Jokers all go back, so that's the first one, that's the second, that's the third, and that's the jolly jumping jokers. There's a slight displacement here because this only has 2 cards and this one has 5, so or 4 red ones. So what you got to do to finish up, cleanly show this, then start picking everything up to coalesce the red cards. That finishes the sequence clean, and woo! That's like 8 minutes of talking about a trick straight. The jolly jumping jokers. All right, I'm seeing lots of chat going on. We're getting some good suggestions for where to study card magic. Yeah, Alex Pandrea gets my vote. In my opinion, Let me say before I get sidetracked and start discussing other things, if you have any questions about what I just talked about, now is the time to get it in. So we'll loosely hang out and take any Q&A about this. And as mentioned, if you do enjoy this, do yourself a favor, research Daryl's. He had a couple titles for this. He has the Jolly Jumping Jokers, he has the Psychological Assembly, and then again, there's Alan Ackerman's Reassembled Finale. And hey, if you have the Ortiz book, look up Deja Vu Jokers. You add an extra joker into this, you get a whole nother level of cleanness. Sometimes you'll want that. For me, I like the pure, you know, I think this. If you don't have to use a gaff, or if you don't have to use an extra, then don't. You know, sometimes you'll want to, maybe if it's for TV or video use, but in general, for real world, try to avoid the gaffs. Yeah, that last switch is similar to the Curry turnover, although it's an add-on, I guess, more than a switch. Add-on more than a switch. Yeah, Marty says, watch out for the ones with bad technique. And this is, you know, what this was an interesting decision for me to teach magic on YouTube. And I ultimately decided to do that for that reason, that there's a lot of people teaching magic well, but there's more that are teaching magic poorly. Yeah, Marty, Alex has the bomb pass for sure. That's correct. So I thought this, well, Doug, you know a lot of things, maybe not all the best things, but I know a lot of things, and I think I can offer some experiences to students that maybe some of the younger teachers cannot. So here I am sharing my brain, and I'm going to do it for the foreseeable future. I'm kind of pivoting. Did this over the pandemic, pivoted from being a street magician and performing corporate street guy. I do gigs and things, but I'm really focused now online. I really enjoy what I've been doing the last couple years, and I'm just going to keep doing this as well as going out and working the streets. David Bladen follows you on Twitter. Pretty good one. Goldbug with the unsolicited testimony. Thank you for that. I guess I'll do one more plug if there's anyone late that has missed the, you know, this is a live preview of my Sunday session. If you're tuning in late, this is what I do on Sundays. I pick a topic, I blab about it. This one went a little long. Normally I look to do this for about 20 or 30 minutes. I think that's an ideal time for the students to absorb the things that we need to do, and that's that. You want to learn more from me? I do the weekly Wednesday magic lessons. That's a good space to kind of get some freebies. And I curate all that at my website. If you want to kind of, you can visit conjure.com. I have a classroom there. It has advanced tutorials, intermediate tutorials, beginner tutorials, and we have beginner props as well. So if you need some cups and balls or sponge balls or some trick cards. Got a few of those for you there, as well as some hand-picked offerings. We just started an affiliate situation with Vanishing Ink, so I'm hand-picking stuff to promote there. That's my skit. Mike says I make it look easy. I do make it look easy. Isn't that the goal, though? Shouldn't it look like you're just, you know, it shouldn't look like anything secret is going on. Chili mentions my kryptonite, the clip shift. No, I can't. Despite practicing this thing for, see if I can do a bad one. Trying to get the angle right here. Whoa. This has been in my practice toolbox for the better part of 4 or 5 years, and I don't suck at it, but I'm not like good at it. And you would think that after you practice something for years, you would start to get good at it. But look at me still practicing. I still practice it on the regular, and sometimes you just have to be stubborn about learning things. So if anything else, I'm stubborn. The clip shift's a great move. You know why I wanted to learn it is to replace the side steal. So quite often when I'm controlling cards, the method I use is the MP side steal. Is this one. Keeps the fingers on the front of the deck. This is a Marlowe technique published in Mint. Done in this fashion. But it's a two-handed, you're holding the deck. Any side steal requires that you're holding the deck for some amount of time, right? The clip shift allows you to have a card peeked from here. Now you can do the same action of the side steal, controlling it to the top. So when I started learning this move, this was my intent. Man, my hand still hurts. Some actions I do, I injured my hand a couple weeks. This is one of them that I still feel a little muscle. That's the clip shift side steal. Thank you, Chad Nelson, for that. Is it resurfaced? Underground? I don't know. Chad Nelson clip shift. You guys want to challenge? Go learn that. AAM wants short tutorials. Here's the thing, guys. On the shorts, I don't think this is the place to do magic tutorials, because shorts, as well as TikToks, if you follow me on TikTok, where I've published over like 250 videos, no tutorials, because these clips are put in front of the public randomly. So I don't want random exposure of magic. I don't mind teaching on YouTube where the viewer needs to click the thumbnail or to search for the information. So they're making a choice to learn. But in my opinion, tutorials on short form video are just a hair above exposure. So I might teach a technique. I've taught pharaoh shuffles. I've taught some flourishes. I'm doing one this week on wand spin. So I'll be doing some tutorials on shorts. I'll be teaching that one. It's a double wand spin. Whoops. Maybe we'll do bloopers too. So that's coming. Yo guys, it's 11:45. I'm past time. I'm going to hang out for a couple more minutes. If you have a question or a comment, this is a good time to get it in. Let me double thanks. I'm going to quintuple thank Jake. Thank you very much, brother. Amazing generosity. Bear as well. Thank you for your kind gratuities. And was it ATY? Wow. You guys really made my day. Appreciate that. It's like I got a raise today and I didn't even know I'd be working for one. Alex Tron, thank you very much. It's been a real pleasure having some kindred spirits chatting here. You know, normally on Sundays we have a handful, so it's not like this generally. Usually it's 3 or 4 guys and you get more a focused event. But here we are sharing the information, and I hope some of you found something that you can add to your repertoire. If not one of the tricks, maybe one of the techniques, Gemini count, the OLRAM subtlety, the VSER concept switch. These are all things I haven't talked about, and all things that maybe worth your study. The basic shake change. I'm not sure what that is. Mike's up in Shreveport. Hello, Louisiana. You have a great day too. Notice how I got this session in early. I'm going to segue into Saints game mindset after this. Hopefully they'll win. Last week was a heartbreaker with the Saints. Hello, BT. Greetings. I'm leaving this stream up, so yeah, if you missed the stream, you can watch it again. My pleasure to share. Do I have any tricks with ESP cards? You know, I do have some. Are they really good? Probably not. And Rohit, I see you. Rohit. On a while? I don't know. Our Miser's Dream is actually a plot that I've never learned. I do some multiple coin productions close up where I produce upwards of 9 coins, but I've never done a Miser's Dream trick. Yeah, thank you for the kind words, Mr. Saxacrete. YouTube has interested me for a while, and I took the opportunity I had over the pandemic to put my energy into the space. Happily, I found an audience, and yeah, I'm willing to continue this as long as everyone's happy with it. Seems to be that way, and I'm enjoying the process, so thanks for being part of it. What is my favorite control? I usually use the side steal. If I had to pick another one, I might suggest the convincing control, Ernest Eric's handling. We discussed last week on the channel. Alessandra asked, what's the main false shuffle I used? My main one actually is it's an overhand version of the Erdenace false blind. So I do the truffle shuffle, but usually I just do this. It's very casual and disarming in performance. That's right out of the expert of the card table, the version of the overhand. My hand still hurts to do this one. Like this thumb muscle is not good, but that's a poorly done truffle shuffle. That's probably second choice. I don't like to do that one a lot on the video. Thank you, Nicholas. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, again, it's here. I'm here for you. I'm here for me, and I guess for them. Got to include them. But like, I get to reacquaint myself with some things, and also this. Hey, Snoop. See you, brother. Me, I get this side benefit of this. When I teach, I get to reinforce techniques for me, right? So when I'm talking about direct the attention here before you go there because they're going to look there, just little things that get reinforced in my brain. I'm not going to talk or do anything more that's off the topic, guys. As mentioned earlier, I do tend to stay focused on these topics. Note that I am live every week here. This month, it's every Friday at 4 p.m. I'm kind of carving that notch for the month of October. I do magic on those, and I do more Q&A. So if you guys want to touch base with me there, that's a good place to do it. Also, note that I have a Discord channel, which, wow, I'm trying to do things with. And that will be reinvigorated shortly, and that is for students as well. Min asks what my favorite deck is. These are the ones I use when I'm performing. Good old bicycle reds. That's if I had to pick a second choice, it's probably going to be the Monarchs. I like cards that I can buy at the drugstore, so that would be my second favorite. I buy a lot just to play around with them, but when I'm performing, I like decks that I can throw away at the end of the gig because I go through cards so fast. Martin asked this, do you consider the Royal Road of Card Magic to be up there as the holy grail with the other books? Nope. Sure don't. Nope. I think that book is fair at best. If I were to suggest an early card book along the same veins, I'm probably going to go with Expert Card Technique over Royal Road to Card Magic. These days, I say just buy Card College. There's a student who really wants to learn, I tell him to buy Giobi's Card College and go with that. Royal Road's a weird one for me. It's not a bad book. It's just not like the Holy Grail beginner's book everyone says it is. You make good choices, Monarch handlers. All right, y'all, for the last time, it's going to be a sign-off for me. Thanks again for hanging out. Ultra double super thanks to the tippers, you guys. Thank you. Appreciate your time. I appreciate the energy.